Every journey begins with a single step.
So the blood will protect Richtofen. Why? We don't know for sure, but this is going to be a pretty fantastic theory. But the question is, what's so significant about blood from a couple of inmates at Alcatraz prison? Breaking that down, that question down, trying to figure out what's so significant of the Mob of the Dead crew's blood for Richtofen. What's so significant about the blood? What is Richtofen planning on doing? It's just going to help him. It's going to protect him. Asking that question may answer a question that we have about Richtofen is, what's the insurance policy for? In today's video, I'm going to hopefully have a little theory that could explain one of these things or predict something. This is just going to throw out my ideas and theories. So hopefully you guys enjoy, though. If you do, remember to leave a like. Let's shoot for 500 likes. That would be amazing. And also subscribe to the channel if you guys know you enjoy zombies content like this. But anyways, let's get into today's video. So to start off, why is Mob of the Dead so influenced in Black Ops 3? I have a theory on that. I have a theory. At some point, Richtofen had to go to Alcatraz prison. He had to. Obviously, he has the blood of the inmates with the prison number on it. So the prison numbers confirm that he went to visit the prison and these characters at the prison. He didn't visit them when they were out of prison or before prison. It was during, because of the prison numbers. But why do we see Mob of the Dead playing just different Mob of the Dead things in different universes that we go to? I believe that's a side effect or a symptom of Richtofen traveling to the Mob of the Dead universe. He's using the Rift powers, he's using the Rift to travel back and forth through time and space, and using the Rift could cause some side effects, like this. He goes into the universe of Mob of the Dead to retrieve the blood vials for whatever reason, which I'll go a little bit further into later in the video, but he opens a rift into that dimension, and that causes side effects of that dimension bleeding into different universes. So we see Mob of the Dead in a couple of different universes. We see the plane, we see just different things of Mob of the Dead universe. I think that's a side effect of Richtofen opening a rift from the Mob of the Dead universe into different universes. He had to go from one universe into the Mob of the Dead universe, which caused side effects of Mob of the Dead bleeding into different universes. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, MAXIS is keeping a secret from Richtofen, but Richtofen knows. MAXIS doesn't know that Richtofen knows about his secret, but Richtofen does. He knows the secret, and that's why he has the blood vials. But what is the secret that is so important where Richtofen would have to retrieve blood from prisoners at Alcatraz? What is going on here? Well, let's take a look back. Well, the Richtofen's plan so far is retrieving the souls of the test subjects, the original test subjects, or the souls of the main characters in specific universes. What are they going to do with the souls? We don't know for sure, but it has to do with Primus at some point in time. Most likely will turn out in DLC number 4. And we get a hint that the war is in the Infinity, the Primus versus Apothecon war. I have more videos about that if you guys want more information, but the point is, the Infinity, in my personal opinion and theories, I believe is a endless time loop, and it's just a time loop of something that reoccurs over and over again. For example, Mob of the Dead, they keep on killing the Weasel, the cycle continues, and in the end, we actually break the cycle if the Weasel kills the other characters. That is what an Infinity is, in my personal opinion, is an endless time loop of the same events occurring over and over again. That's an Infinity, a time loop. There's multiple time loops going on, and another one is Primus versus Apothecon. Primus keeps on failing. Like a cipher revealed, Primus will fail. Primus keeps on failing over and over again in an endless time loop, and we will ultimately return to this Infinity of Primus failing over and over again. But like I said earlier, Mob of the Dead is an Infinity. That's why I believe the inmates' blood is so important, is because they are stuck in an endless time loop, an Infinity affecting their blood. And if we take the blood from these people that are inside this endless time loop, in this Infinity, it's important to have that blood of a character that is stuck in an Infinity. It's significant to Richtofen to retrieve a blood sample of people that were stuck in an Infinity or an endless time loop, and that will ultimately help protect him, whatever it may be. Like I said, MAXIS is keeping a secret from him, but their ultimate goal is to protect a better tomorrow, which is helping Primus fight the Apothecons. Now that's a theory, but I believe we're going to the Infinity time loop of Primus fighting the Apothecons apothecans. In my personal opinion, theoretically, I believe that Richtofen will return to the Infinity with the characters of Primus versus Apothecon, and the secret that MAXIS is keeping from him is once he goes into this universe, this Infinity, he's stuck forever, and that's what MAXIS is keeping from him. And we get an idea that Richtofen knows what MAXIS's secret is from the Richtofen memories, and so that's why he has blood samples of someone previously stuck in an endless time loop, which will help aid in the escape of that dimension or that infinity or that time loop. So that's what I believe is so important, and why Mob of the Dead is so connected is because Richtofen opened a rift into the Mob of the Dead universe, causing side effects of Mob of the Dead bleeding into different dimensions. And I believe that Mob of the Dead was an endless time loop, and retrieving blood samples from an endless time loop will help aid Richtofen eventually having to escape an endless time loop. But that is just a theory. Hopefully you guys enjoyed though. Leave a like if you guys do, it really helped me out. I'd appreciate it a lot, and also subscribe if you guys are new. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Goodbye.